we get ZnCl2 plus H2. Okay, ZnCl2 plus H2. Zinc can liberate hydrogen from acids. Okay. Next, if we take copper, it will have plus 0.36 volts. It have positive SRP value. As it has positive SRP value, copper cannot liberate hydrogen from acids. Okay. So this whether this reaction takes place? No, it cannot takes place because it has positive SRP values. Okay. Though it cannot liberate hydrogen from HCl, but copper can react with concentrated HNO3 and concentrated H2SO4 because they are high oxidizing acids. So it can react with those acids, but it cannot liberate hydrogen. Okay. So other compounds may be formed. It cannot liberate hydrogen. So copper cannot liberate hydrogen from acids because of its positive SRP values. Okay, we can write like this equation, but this is not correct. What is a chemical equation? The equation that gives the it will have I think shorthand form of. It is shorthand form of a reaction which actually takes place in laboratory. This reaction cannot take place in laboratory, so we can't write like this. It is not a chemical equation. Okay. Here in textbook, another in-text question is there. Why copper has positive SRP? Why copper has a positive SRP? It is another in-text question. It has a positive SRP because enthalpy of atomization and enthalpy of hydration values are very high. What are enthalpy of atomization? It is the amount of energy required to convert an element into its respective atoms. So it required means delta H2 is positive, higher positive value, and enthalpy of hydration. Okay, less enthalpy of hydration. It is less. What is enthalpy of hydration? If ions are surrounded by solvent like water, then some amount of heat energy is released. That means it will have negative value. When compared to this negative value, this positive value is very high. So copper will have positive standard SRP value. Okay, it is an important reaction question, right? So why Cu has positive SRP value? Okay, we can answer this question like this. For Cu, delta HEA value is more and delta H enthalpy of hydration is less. Negative value is less, but positive value is more. So as a whole, more positive value, okay, will occur for Cu. That means for copper, SRP, standard reduction potential value, is positive, right? Okay. Next one, atomic size. Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. Okay, these belong to 3D series. From scandium to iron, atomic size In a period from left to right, atomic size decreases. Similarly, from scandium to iron, from scandium to iron, atomic size decreases gradually. Atomic size decreases gradually, becomes equal, becomes almost equal, becomes almost equal for iron, cobalt, nickel, and then increases up to 0, and then increases up to 0, up to zinc, and then increases up to zinc. Okay, so if a question is given like this, how to answer? Which of the following, which of the following, which of the following has least atomic size? Least atomic size. A. Scandium. B. Chromium. C. Cobalt. D. Zinc. If a question is given like this, okay, so we think that in 3D series, scandium is the first element and zinc is the last element, and in a period from left to right, atomic size decreases, so zinc will have less atomic size. We may think like this, but it is not correct. Zinc has, or zinc is the third most large atom in 3D series. Okay, that means from scandium to iron, gradually atomic size decreases. Say scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, almost iron, cobalt, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, and zinc. Okay, zinc will be third most large atom in 3D series. Okay, so we have to locate whether iron or cobalt or nickel. So cobalt will have less size. So it is an important bit. Right. Next one. So atomic size, as atomic size decreases from scandium to iron, the density increases from scandium to iron. Density increases from scandium to iron, and then decreases up to zinc. Okay, so density is nothing but mass by volume. Okay, if atomic size decreases, volume also decreases. If volume decreases, density increases. So as atomic size decreases up to from scandium to iron, density increases, and from there size increases, so density decreases. So that is about the density. Okay, next one. If we go from series to series, right? Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium like this. Yttrium to cadmium, that is 4D series. Next, lanthanum to mercury, that is 5D series. Actinium to, of course, it is an incomplete series. Here 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D series. Okay, if we go from 4D series to 5D series elements, 4D series to 5D series elements. In general, atomic size must increase in a group, but due to lanthanide contraction, the size of 4D and 5D series elements is almost same. Okay, the atomic size of 4D and 5D series elements is almost same, because here we get lanthanides and due to lanthanide contraction, the expected size is less. Okay, or the size is less than expected. As the size is less than expected, the sizes of 4D series element and 5D series elements will be almost same. That is an important bit. Okay, that must be remembered, right? Okay. Next, this is about atomic size. Then ionization potentials. Ionization potential, IP values. IP values. Here there are some important questions. Second IP of chromium, second IP of chromium and manganese. Second IP of chromium and manganese, or second IP of chromium and copper are very high. What is the reason? So second IP means we have to remove the second electron. What is the electronic configuration of chromium? 4s1 3d 4s1 3d5. 4s1 3d5. Okay. So if we take for Cr plus, the electronic configuration becomes 4s0 3d5, which is a stable configuration. So as it is stable configuration, if we want to remove another electron to get a Cr plus 2, we have to remove one more electron. So it is difficult to remove electron from 3d5 because it is stable. So second IP is high. Second IP is high. Okay. Right. For copper, similarly for copper, Z is equal to 29. Its electronic configuration is 4s1 3d10. For Cu plus, its electronic configuration is 4s0 3d10. To get a Cu plus 2, one more electron has to be removed from 3d orbital, which is difficult. So for chromium and copper, second IP values are very high, right? Similarly, the third IP values of Mn and zinc are very high. Very high. What is the reason? Second IP of Mn and zinc are very high. What is the reason? So for manganese, atomic number is 25. Okay, its electronic configuration is argon 4s2 3d5. So for Mn plus 2 electrons are removed. Okay, its electronic configuration is argon 4s0 3d5. It is a stable configuration. Third IP means we have to remove one more electron. So from stable configuration, if we have to remove one more electron, more energy is required. That means third IP is very high. Similarly, for zinc, Z is equal to 30. Its electronic configuration is argon 4s2 3d10. For Zn plus 2, its electronic configuration is are gone. So Zn plus 2 means 2 electrons to be removed. So 2 electrons are removed from 4s and then 3d10. So third IP means we have to remove one more electron to get Zn plus 3. So that electron must be removed from 3d, which is stable. So it is more difficult to remove that electron. That means more energy is required to remove third electron. That means third IP of zinc is very high. Okay. So this is another important question in IP values. Similarly, the IP values of 4D series and 5D series are almost same. Why? We have already discussed that from 4D series to 5D series, due to lanthanide contraction, atomic size is same. As atomic size is same, we expect that actually in a group from top to bottom IP value decreases. But here IP increases. Because the atomic size is almost same, but when compared to 4D series, for 5D series, nuclear attraction is more because in nucleus more number of protons are present. As atomic size is the same, but nuclear attraction is more energy is required to remove the electron. That means IP value increases from 4D series to 5D series. Of course, this is also due to lanthanide contraction. Okay, we will discuss the oxidation states etc. in the next class. Right. Thank you.